I'm Leonard Sanicola with WorldatWork TV. Total reward statements. What are they? Total reward statements are personalized statements that provide a summary to the employee of all of the total rewards programs that the employer provides. These are both tangible and intangible reward programs, and oftentimes includes both the employer and the employee contribution. Total reward statement is an attempt to really show the employee the investment that the company is making in them. It's a great tool to be able to show the employee value proposition and show the employee beyond cash what is provided to them. By doing so, hopefully employees will look beyond their salary and their hourly wage to really appreciate the full value of what the company is providing for them. Employees tend to have a good understanding of cash, but beyond that, they sort of forget about everything else that the company is doing on their behalf. What are the different ways that total reward statements can be provided to employees? Total reward statements can come in a variety of formats, everything from simple paper-based statements, which is where they really started with decades ago. An annual statement that's produced and given to the employee. It can be done more periodically, but usually in written format, it's an annual statement. And those can be given to the employees, they can be mailed to the employee's home, they can be emailed to the employee with a link. Today, we're seeing more and more organizations use sophisticated online real-time solutions. So basically an individual can go on to a portal at any time and see a live snapshot of what their total rewards offerings are today. As technology has improved over the years and data has become easier to mine and aggregate and consolidate, more organizations that have that infrastructure are starting to provide real-time solutions to employees in terms of the total rewards offerings. Do total reward statements really help organizations achieve their objectives? There's been many studies around this, and some studies have looked at high-performing organizations and have seen a correlation between the success of high-performing organizations and how they've communicated their total rewards programs. High-performing organizations seem to do a better job of communicating total rewards programs on a regular, frequent basis. They do a better job of explaining the purpose and the intent of the programs that they offer, as well as a better job of measuring the success of the total rewards programs. When delivered and communicated in a very meaningful way, total reward statements can be a powerful tool to emphasize the company's branding, strengthen employee relationships, and build upon employee engagement initiatives. In terms of employee engagement, total reward statements offer an opportunity to indicate to an employee what they may be missing. So for example, if they're not participating in the company's 401k program, an organization can build some messaging, some targeted messaging around the total reward statement and say, hey, if you had contributed to our retirement program last quarter, you would have received X amount of dollars into your account. So you can build targeted, customized messages with the total reward statements, and that engages the employee because it's personalized, so it takes the approach of what's in it for me. And anytime you can relate to an individual in terms of what's in it for them, you're going to engage them further. In terms of company branding, a lot of companies are starting to use total reward statements as a recruiting tool. So let's say, for example, you are interested in a candidate for a job, and you're down to really making that final offer, and the candidate is examining or weighing different potential offers. You can provide them a couple things. You could provide them a hard copy estimate of what their total rewards package would look like if they join the organization, or some companies have even gone a little bit more sophisticated and given them a login to an online portal where they can sort of play with different scenarios and model what their total rewards package may be if they join the company. Again, the effort here is to brand the company and to demonstrate the investment that they would make if this individual joined the organization and really demonstrate the employee value proposition. What is the role of line managers with total reward statements? Line managers really have a strong role, a very important role here. A line manager is the individual that has the most direct contact with any employee. So they see them on a regular basis, meet with them face to face. So they really can generate that engagement by talking with the employee about that employee value proposition. It is recommended that line managers be well educated well informed about the organization's objectives in terms of total reward strategies. They are well informed about all of the programs the company offers and why. And then the manager can sit down with the individual and really have a good two-way dialogue about the employee value proposition and help the employee see the full value of the package that they receive. So the total reward statement really can be a good tool for the line manager to, on a frequent basis, communicate that value and have that conversation. A perfect time to do this would be at performance review time. Typically, most organizations have an annual performance review cycle, and that's an opportunity to sit down with the individual, discuss their current performance, discuss future career goals, as well as discuss merit and incentive pay. Typically, the employee has on their mind is, what will my increase potentially be? What kind of a bonus or incentive may I earn? That's an opportunity to really have the line manager hand the individual the total reward statement and have a discussion around the total package. Get the employee sort of away from just kind of thinking about the merit pay increase or the bonus and really think about the entire package. This especially is helpful in tough recessionary times where maybe those increases are not available. You can have a conversation about workplace flexibility programs, professional development opportunities that the employee may have participated in or have access to, as well as recognition programs. So moving the focus away from just the cash compensation and really talking about the entire portfolio of total rewards programs that the individual has access to. The more consistent and frequent that employees hear the total rewards message, the more the organization will achieve its objectives of having that strategy known across the organization. How do global organizations address total rewards statements? Definitely for a multinational or global company, there are lots of moving parts. Typically, you have to deal with currency issues, local customs, local culture, differences in rewards, specifically benefits, terminology, differences in regulation, government mandated programs. So if you operate in a variety of geographic locations, producing total rewards statements globally is a little bit more challenging. What's typically recommended is a company start with their home country, which is what most would do anyway, and then meet with their counterparts in the various locations where they operate and talk about these differences, whether it's terminology, whether it's cultural, what customs, what types of reward programs are valued. You want to get a sense for how the information should be delivered. Many global and or multinational companies want to deliver the same employee value proposition message across the organization, but that might be executed differently in different geographic areas. So it's important to understand what those differences are, how things are valued, and even from a format perspective, how individuals in different areas appreciate the format or the style of how information and data is delivered. So definitely a little bit more challenges there in terms of not only aggregating and mining the data, but making sure that you are paying attention to language, culture, and customs issues. Don't undervalue the importance of total reward statements. Total reward statements are an excellent vehicle to show an individual how much the company pays on their behalf and the investment that they are making in the employee's future. For World at Work TV, this is Leonard Sanicola.